Hello everyone, and welcome to a long-awaited video where I discuss why you should date me. I've been having trouble on Hinge. I don't think and no one has matched with me on Hinge. So, we're creating this video to hopefully find a wife. As you can see here, this is me. A very flattering picture, I know, with some very applicable text. Obviously I'm an epic gamer, and I'm also a handsome devil. And throughout this video I'm going to be showing you why. So, who is this video for? You know, you might stumble across this video on your recommendation page, but who's this actually for? Is this video for you? Well, this video is for single women aged between 21 and 25. This is a general guideline. Maybe 20 is the minimum. I like to try and within my range. I like to say a year below, like 3 above. 'Cause, I'm not trying to catch a case, but if you fit this description, this video is for you. If you are a mother who has a daughter that is aged between 21 and 25, then obviously you can watch this video, and then you can say, oh, oh, daughter, I watched this video about this guy, and he seems like such a handsome devil, and he loves video games and WWE. You should ask him out on a date. So if you have a daughter, you could be a father who has a daughter. Watch this video, see what I'm all about, and then show your daughters, and then we'll go out on a date. It's also for men or women, really, who are friends with single women, age 21, 25. I think you can kind of tell the pattern I'm going here with the people who want to watch the video. Men in a relationship with a woman between the ages of 21 to 25 who are looking for a way out. If you want me to cheat on your missus because you want to get out the relationship, you want to pass a couple hints, accidentally show her the video and have her fall in love with me. That's all fine by me. But more importantly, the people I want to watch this video and who it's for is the fans. Because my fans should always watch all of my videos and like all of them and leave lots of comments to boost it in the algorithm. So, now that we know who it's for, let's get a bit about me. My name is Beygstation. Can't give you my first name or last name for legal reasons. You could find out where I live and then potentially kill me. So, just gonna leave that out. Beygstation is what you can refer to me as. I'm 22. I'll be 23 in August. So keep in mind those age ranges. They're about to go up. So be very mindful of that. I am 5'10". I've done a bit of research. I don't think I'm gonna ever grow past 5'10". So, you gotta realize what you have. You can't always dream for bigger things. You can't be like, oh, he's so funny and handsome and charming and charismatic and extroverted. Oh, but he's only 5'10". No, you can't think like that. Think about what you have. 5'10's like it's like a perfectly fine height. So you shouldn't really be discouraging 5'10 people. But anyway, Location, the northwest of England. Again, can't go much further into it because I'll be doxing myself and then someone can kill me. That's a pretty fine general introduction. Because now we're going to go over to what I enjoy, my hobbies. First of all, I'm very committed to these hobbies, like I am with all aspects of my life. And if you go out with me, that will also mean you, as in I'll be very committed to you. Um, yeah, I'm so committed to my hobbies. Just do not watch these two videos. There was another monthly review, but don't watch that one as well. Just don't watch these videos. Uh, yeah, just know that I'm very committed to my hobbies. Uh, I like badminton. I'm pretty good. I also like pool. I like a little bit of table tennis, but I'm not as good as table tennis as these two. You know, if aliens came down to Earth and they said, pick a sport, and if you win, we'll leave, but if you lose, we'll kill everyone on Earth. It'd probably be one of these two I'd pick to go against them. Yeah. I like reading books. I've been reading this book. This is I think I'm like, what page am I on now? Let me check. I'm nearly halfway through the book. Got like 275. I don't know how many pages are in it, but pretty good book. I like reading it. I'll probably get the next book when I've read it. But yeah, nice bit of fantasy, always good. Gaming. If you play games, you know you're kind of already in. You got a high chance of being in. You can see me. This is an old photo of me. Don't know how many years ago. With two Guitar Hero controllers. Just as you can see, I'm a pro gamer. This is quite old because, as you can see in the background, that is a PS3. That's my Xbox One. This is a very old picture. God, look at me. God. And then WWE. Ever since WWE have come to Netflix, I've just been having time of my life. About 4 to 6 hours every week watching WWE. Not including all the special events like WrestleMania, which I've just done a video on. So, if you want to know more about my thoughts on WrestleMania, go watch that video. Oh, such a seamless transition. Okay. Now, I said I was having some problems on Hinge, but there is one aspect of Hinge that I liked, and that was the prompts. They're just basically ways to. It's like a statement to fill out, and people look at it and go, interesting. So I've done it for every single Hinge prompt. I filled it out, and we're just going to go through them all so you have a better understanding of the person that I am and the person you might potentially marry. Alright. This year, I really want to learn to play Claire de Lune on piano. Yeah. Not started. But you know, we're not even halfway through the year. There's definitely time to do that. But yeah, I like the song. I got a keyboard, so I'm gonna learn to play it at some point this year. Next, I recently discovered that my hair is thinning. Oh dear, not good. You know, some people might say this is a bit of a turn off, but I think honesty is a turn on. And I'm being honest with you, like you should be honest with me. So yeah, chew on that. Alright, what's next? Oh, I'm putting product in my hair to make it thin less. So, by the time you submit your application and we start dating, my hair might not be thinning. Think about that. I go crazy for niche internet drama. I love just going on x.com, formerly known as twitter.com, and seeing people complaining about nothing. It is peak entertainment. And I need to stop looking at it. What's next? Life goal of mine is to speak Japanese. Yes. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but yes. I think it would be very cool to learn Japanese. And then I can go live in Japan. Like every 20-year-old white man's dream. What's next? Oh, there's like 18 of these slides, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that before. Typical Sangha yoga and relaxation. You know, the weekends are they're a bit for chilling, and this is me doing downward dog. I think my back is arched a bit too much, but you know we're getting there. We're improving. Nice bit of relaxation, deep breathing, just de-stress basically. Random fact I love. Okay, the reason the wedding ring is worn on the left hand is because the Romans believed that the veins connecting from the heart to your arm, it's like a shorter distance. So it's symbolic that the wedding ring is close to the heart. And I thought that is pretty cool. You don't learn that in school. You learn about phalanxes for the Romans and turtle formation. So yeah, they weren't all about war. They were quite romantic. What's next? My greatest sense is my game sense. I pick up a game very easily. I understand what's going on. I understand. Okay, they've got a healer on the back. We've got We've got a dive tank. He starts to go in. He pulls back their front line because the front line is distracted by them, and that's when we push in round the sides, corner them, and just pick them off one by one. See, I didn't even look at anything to come up with that, but I just knew. I just knew. That's how good my game sense is. Incredible. I amaze myself sometimes. My simple pleasures was gaming. As you can see, here are some of my recent playtimes for different games. I didn't have access to my game times on my Xbox, which would have been a lot more. But you can see that I spent a lot of time on games. And if you play games, then we can spend that time together, bonding, forging a relationship. It can just be so great. Anyway, next slide. My most irrational fear is bridges, roller coasters, and structures. I have this fear that when I'm on something, or say a bridge, when I'm on a bridge, it will just collapse. And if you're on a bridge and it collapses, you just kind of you're just dead, really. Like there's not much you can do. Same with roller coasters. If like a a supporting beam falls and you're high up and you just go crashing down, you're dead. If you're on this balcony on this picture and it falls, you're dead. If you're leaning against a rail on a high building and it falls and you're leaning on it and yeah, and you fall off, then you're dead. So yeah, even though it might not break, it might break. You should think about that. Don't think about it not breaking. Think about it could break, and be careful. That's what I always say. That's my next one. Dating me is like I wouldn't know. I've never been on a date. I also have never dated myself. So I can't really answer that one. Unusual skills is disassociation. I can just zone out when I want, like I just did then. Um, it's not because people bore me. It's just because I'm thinking about stuff. I saw a tweet going around saying, "Do you think 100 people could kill a silverback gorilla?" And it's got me thinking. a lot about that. Like, do you mean like one person goes in at a time to fight the gorilla? Like if one person does like a lot of damage and the damage sustains to the next person, or they're talking about like 100 people at once just surround the gorilla. Do you think the gorilla could win? There's been a lot of debate online. I think I could. I think if there were 100 of me, I could definitely kill a silverback gorilla. I think. I've had some preparation time as well. Yeah. Anyway, what are we on about? The best way to win me over is money or a good heart. If you're a good person, then obviously I like that. And if you've got lots of money as well, I will also like that. So there's two different pathways to to getting to date me, should we say? Slide number 4. Talking about singing in the car. I like singing in the car. Singing in the car is cool. I just get to relax a bit, even if the song is really loud and heavy. It's just relaxation. It just makes me feel good. I enjoy to sing. Sue me. I won't shut up about WWE. I made a whole video talking about WrestleMania. I like WWE. I don't think there's much more I can say. Which is kind of ironic because I'm shutting up about WWE when I've just said I won't shut up about WWE, but we gotta keep this flowing. Uh, music. I really like music. What can I say? If you want a better idea of who I am as a person, I have both of those came in at the same time, but I've got a playlist on Spotify called Biggest Bangers. A couple more. This is 191 songs. A couple more songs have been added, but I pretty much enjoy all these songs. If you want to have a better understanding of the music I like, go listen to some of the songs. I may need to thin out some of the songs. There are some songs I skip a little bit every now and again, but I think they're all good. And this one, don't hit me if I'm on this toilet for extended periods of time. You should think about it like this. I could be cheating on you with all the time I spend on the toilet, but I'm not cheating on you. I'm just on the toilet. So when you think, oh, I'm so annoyed that he's on the toilet all the time because of his IBS, you should be thinking, oh, well, he's on the toilet for a lot, but at least he's not cheating on me. You should be thinking that every time. So if you start thinking now, if you start putting that into your mind now, it'll be a lot easier when we come to date. What's the next slide? Geek out on WWE. I've just made a video on it. I've just said all this kind of stuff before. Kind of a cop-out answer, but it's true. Or if I told you I'm not real? How would that make you think? What if I was AI generated? Would you think about me differently? Would you stop watching the video? Think about it. You should not go out with me if you leave nasty comment or comments and dislike all my videos. Yeah, like this guy. I don't know why the bottom text has appeared at the same time. This guy is very nasty. He's basically insinuating that I'm not 5'10". Isn't that horrible? I'm taller than him, by the way. Just put that out there. He's not 6'3" as well. He's like 5'4" or something. He's a small little man. What's this next one? If loving this is wrong, I don't want to be right. Orange flavor. I love some orange flavored chocolate, some Terry's, just anything really. I think orange is probably one of the best flavors you can mix with chocolate. Not much more else to say. Just if that's wrong, I don't want to be right. Slide 6. Well, I've already mentioned this before. Yeah, got IBS. Let's just move on. Gaming, as I said before. I like games. A lot of these prompts are kind of the same. So we're going to be seeing a lot of repeat answers, I'm just realizing. Let's keep going. Okay. Alright, when I said I haven't been on a date, I meant like a proper date. I went to a speed dating event run by the university I went to. The event was supposed to last about 3 hours long. It was essentially 3 rows of tables. You'd speak to the other person across the table for a minute, and then you'd slide down, speak to the next person, keep going and keep going. The event took an hour and a half to actually begin. So out of the 3 hours, it started an hour and a half in. So there's half the event gone. Secondly, getting to talk to someone for a minute doesn't really, I don't think it really gets you anywhere. Because in the minute you gotta introduce yourself. But, you know, I think everyone there was at the uni, so it's usually, oh, what course do you do? And then you talk for a bit, and then you've gotta ask for, you know, hey, do you wanna like meet up, hang out? Do you wanna trade Instagrams or Snapchats or whatever it is? You don't really have much time to go through that in a minute. And then the third thing was there was a guy who was bi, and because the event wasn't properly organized, people who were straight, like myself, had to talk to him for one of the minutes. And the problem was he was very drunk. He had like a lot of vodka and cokes. He was slurring his words. He told me that he was rich and he ran a successful catboy clothing company, which was interesting. I don't really think he asked anything about me, now that I'm thinking about it. But you know, as the time ran out, as like getting up to leave, he put his hand out to shake it, and he knocked over his own coke and rum, and he spilt it on me, and it was a very unpleasant experience. So yeah, I don't think I ever talked to anyone after that speed dating event. I didn't ask for anyone's socials. Now that I'm thinking about it, they didn't ask it about me, so you know, maybe they just weren't interested. Anyway, what's next? What's one thing thing I've ever done? Go to Japan. There's me with 2 blurred out individuals to protect their identity. I had friends that were just kind of like, we want to go to Japan. They kind of set it all up, and then before they were booking it, I'm pretty sure they just went like, "Hey, do you want to come as well, Beygstation?" I was like, "Okay, yeah, I'll come." And then I came, and we all went to Japan. We all had a good time. I got a friend currently who's in Japan now. Shout out to him. He's a cool dude. I hope he's having a good time. Alright, next slide. Weird gift I've ever given or received. Sean Deitch golf balls. We did a Secret Santa, me and my friends, and I got a friend who's a big Everton fan, and he's also started playing golf. So I thought it was appropriate to get him some Sean Deitch and some Jordan Pickford golf balls, which is golf balls with their faces on it. But I don't think I've ever given or received anything weirder, so there we have it. Best travel story. Almost dying on Scarfell. Uh, Scarfell is the tallest mountain hill in the Lake District, I believe. We set off around 1 in the afternoon. It took a while to get to the top. And when we got to the top, we were like, oh, we'll take a different way down. But this different way down wasn't... It branched off somewhere, and it didn't end up being like an actual route. So we were kind of scaling across, like, not really like an edge of the mountain. And as we were going down, my legs were starting to basically give up, and it was starting to get night. So there was definitely a possibility that we could have been stuck there on the mountain, and also all our phones were dying because we'd been up there for so long that we didn't have any like torches or anything to get down. So there could have been very possibly we'd just been stuck there for the night. But luckily we made it back. I think it took us like 11 or 12 hours to go up and down it, which is kind of crazy. I'd like to say I'm in better physical form since then, so maybe we can get it down to 9 hours, but who knows. We'll have to go up there to try and beat our time. To truth or lie, I can't be arsed. Never have I ever had a big or small doobie. I am straight-edged when it comes to drugs. Except for the IBS medication, but in terms of narcotics, I'm 100% clean. No doobies in this household, or at least not in my room. What's next? Worst idea I've ever had is this. This is a terrible idea. No one's gonna watch this video. No single women, aged 21 to 25, or mothers who have daughters who are aged 21 to 25, or friends, or male friends who have female friends that are single, aged 21 to 25, or men who want to break off the relationship with a 21 to 25-year-old woman will watch this video. Well, the fans will watch because they'll always watch, but some of the fans are men. One thing I'll never do, I'll never lie again. Not to say that I have lied in the past, but from now on, I will never lie again. Biggest risk I've ever taken, speed dating event. That was just horrible. I didn't have much of an ego. I'm quite a humble person, but I think that just completely ruined me. Boundary man is smoking. I do not like smoking. Go away. Get your smelly tobacco stick away from me. If you smoke, don't bother sending an application in. I'm not going to date you. Unless you are thinking about quitting. If you quit for me, then that will be very, very powerful. That'll show you're committed to a relationship. And, maybe it could work. Okay, there's no animations for this slide. Stomach Red Happy Tears graduating at uni. I got a first as well. I was pretty impressed with that. So yeah, a lot of hard work put in. And it paid off. It was great. Not much more else to say. My last journal entry. Let me just get it. I'm opening it up now. The 6th of February 2025. Streamed, but no one watched. Practiced hiragana. Arms still hurt. There you go. And if you wonder why I quit journaling, that might answer your question. Oh, what's the next one? I do like to relax by doing nothing. Just lying down. Lying down is, we can't really do nothing. It's not possible. But just kind of, I don't know, lying down, taking life in. I unwind by gaming, which is kind of, I mean, like relaxation and gaming is kind of like the same thing, and these are two different things. But yeah, I like to cool off by gaming. I like to relax by doing nothing. I think that makes sense. Oh, wait, slide 10. There's like 8 more of these. I feel most supported. We've got 2 tank, 2 DPS, and 2 healers. Now I'm impartial to a 1 tank, 2 DPS, 3 healer squad. But I do typically think a nice balance of all of 2-2-2 is probably the best you can go for. Back in the GOATS days, there used to be 3 tank, 3 healer, but you need DPS. You need someone to kind of pull back more to protect your healers, and someone to sort of go in and take out enemy healers. It's just the balance. The balance really makes it work. Beat my blues by singing loud in my car. Already mentioned it before, but I do like singing in my car. Cry in the Car song is what it is at the moment. It's called Why by Sunset Roller Coaster. It's not really it's not a sad song, but it's just beautiful. I think it's one of my favorite songs at the moment. But this statement could depend. It could change on the day. There's a lot of songs I just think are really beautiful, and this is one of them. So if you're not gonna go through this is in my playlist. So if you're going through the playlist, this is in there. Also, I wouldn't recommend going through the playlist in order. You should probably just shuffle it, because you're just a random assortment of songs. Also, there is some Taylor Swift in the playlist, ladies. So, I'm down with it. It won't be a horrible thing to go through. Now there's some Taylor in it. Anyway, my friends asked me for advice about relationships in games, which is confusing because I've never been in a relationship before, but they still ask me. Curious. And of course, games. My game sense is just too good. And what's the next slide? It is therapy recently taught me nothing. I've never been to therapy. Maybe I should to cure my IBS. I don't really have a self-care routine. I've been putting moisturizer on recently because my face is oily and I get lots of spots, but nothing else really. Listening to some good loud music, hype myself up, get me in the mood to, I don't know, fight someone. I don't really know what I need to be hyping myself up for. My therapist would say I don't exist. Curious. This should have been played. This animation should have played during this statement. This is one of the songs I listen to hype myself up. So if you're curious and you don't want to go through the whole playlist, just check out this one. This is pretty good. But this song is not completely in the, what's the word? This song does not represent my entire music taste because I like a lot of different songs, but this is just one of them. Now on to 12. When I need advice, I go to my friends. Because, they're your friends. You gotta talk to your friends about stuff and ask them out because they've lived their own lives and they've taken their own path, and their path is different to yours, and they can help share the wisdom they've learned along the way to guide you. So, yeah, I'll ask my friends for advice. What I order for the table: 1 jug of water, egg fried rice, and vegetable spring rolls. I don't usually order for the table, but if I did, it would be this. There's not really much else to say. It's just good food, and water is also very good for you. So this is what I would order for the table. Together we could defeat the Taken King. Have I? I don't think I've ever. I must have beaten Oryx in Destiny 2 at some point. But yeah, if you know, if you know how to beat Oryx, then we can just get married right then and there. In all honesty, not much else to say on that. What's next? First round is on me. If you like, comment, and subscribe. But you should only like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy the content. If you don't enjoy the content, you don't have to do any of those things. Because if you don't enjoy the content, you shouldn't be lying to me and saying that you do. Because that'll just create a bad precedent for all my future videos. So yeah, 13. My voice is getting a bit hoarse, but we'll keep on trucking along. Now, if you need to know where to get some Jamaican jerk chicken, I know where to go. So, in your application form, if you made it this far into the video, you gotta ask this question, because I will be able to provide a very good answer. Alright, what was next? Okay. This is how you're gonna submit your application. Through my email, beygstation@outlook.com. There is no form, so you can kind of put whatever you really want on there. But obviously, if you take time and effort and you put in make the format legible and coherent, then the likelihood that we date will go through the roof. So if you write me a good email, I might respond within 3 to 5 business days, and we can get something sorted out. Anyway, I'll pick the topic if you start the conversation. What are your top 5 favorite songs? Doesn't have to be of all time, could just be right now. That could be an interesting thing to put on your application form. Try and pick some stuff that I haven't heard before, because I like listening to new music. And maybe we can bond over something together. You should leave a comment if you're enjoying the video. I don't know why there's a hinge prompt saying you should leave a comment if, but it's just setting me up to say if you're enjoying the video, but I digress. 14, almost at the end, kind of. Do you think that dogs are better than cats? I'm typically more, I don't mind cats, but I'm typically more a dog person because I have a dog. This will be the time where I put in a photo of my dog, but I don't take photos of my dog because I live in the moment. Change my mind about veganism. I just think meat tastes good, and you kind of need it to live. But maybe if you find me some substitutional foods that taste good, maybe I'll become a vegan. But if you're a vegan and you put an application form, you have to state that you're a vegan, just so I'm aware going into the date. Teach me something about life. A lot of crazy things going on in life, and I want to know what you've learned from it. Do you have any particular skills or a way to do something better that you've learned through being alive? Let me know. Put that in your application form. This is very important. In your application form, you need to say how you feel about I show speed. We need to have this is kind of like a big. This is a deal breaker, is what I'm trying to say. We need to have the same. I'm not gonna say what my opinion of iShow speed is, but we need to have the same opinion on iShow speed for the for the so we can go further with the relationship. It's just very it's important to me. I can't really say more without giving it away, but it is very important that you put this in your application form. Um, I could do a video going over the application forms if anyone is asked to fill them out. I just love content. 15. Give me travel tips for literally anywhere. I don't really have any desired locations I want to travel to. I like to go to back to Japan again. But if you say like, oh, this is like a really cool spot here in uh Brazil. I don't know why that came to me, but if you know somewhere cool in Brazil, let me know. Uh let's start with the topic. I will play in the next Simon charity match next year. This will be my shirt, number 12. Very appropriate. If you know, you know. I think I heard that there might not be a Simon charity match next year, and they've given it up. But I won't let that stop me from playing in it. So I currently need to work on my YouTube career, or my Twitch career, or my TikTok career, so I'm big enough to play in it. Then I need to focus on my cardio so I can play for enough time on the pitch, and I need to actually learn how to play football. But once I've got those three sorted, next year, I'm in. This is a fun one. What is my favorite video game weapon? Um, it's a pretty easy statement. What is my... Try and guess what it is based... I'll give you a hint. Well, it's not really a hint, but well, it kind of is. No, I won't give you a hint. You gotta figure out things the hard way. Have a guess. One thing I'd love to know about you is, are you enjoying the content? This is kind of like a double upload, because I uploaded WrestleMania like this will be 6 days ago by the time this comes out. So, I want to know, is this the pathway you want to see my channel go to? Do you want to see different stuff? Do you want to see the same old stuff? Let me know. It's important to me. Next slide. I bet you can't ask me out. Yeah. A little bit of reverse psychology to get you to do what I want. I'm not a manipulator. This is more of a joke, because I'm a comedian. I'm an online entertainer, not a manipulator. So don't think that about me. For all of you don't smoke, brought this up before. I think drugs as well. I'm pretty sure I'm put a thing here saying what I don't want in a potential partner. Green eye look drip. I'm not a very fashionable person. I kind of just wear what is comfortable, but I kind of like to break out into wearing nicer things. So if you've got drip, then you can show me how to be drippy. I think it's definitely a green flag to look out for. Good dress sense. Hallmark of good relationship is communication and honesty. I think that's just pretty standard. Relationships end because they don't communicate, either party, and they're not honest with each other. I think if you have these two factors, then you'll just have a good relationship. Pretty much. Penultimate slide, I think it was only 18 of these. All I ask is that you're all funny. Now, comedy is subjective, but I'm gonna need you to be objectively funny if we're ever gonna date. Yeah, pretty much it. That's quite a serious one. What I'm looking for is a 30 to 35 year relationship, possibly longer. If you put in an application form and you are not looking for a 30 to 35-year relationship, then don't bother, really. You know, you've got to be in it. You got to be in it to win it. You get me? You know, no half measures. That's my life motto. No half measures. We'll get along if you like my friends, but not too much because you have to like me more. My friends are some cool dudes, but I'm cooler than all of them. Um, you can't be falling in love with them because you have to fall in love with me, pretty much. Yeah. I'll brag to you, to my friends, if you can do a backflip. You know, I Show Speed can do lots of backflips, so yeah, if you can do that, that'll be pretty cool. I'll tell all my friends. I think this is the last pinge prompt slide. I want someone who's committed to a 30 to 35-year long relationship, regardless of how we both feel. If we feel like the love is gone, we gotta stick it out. That's just all I'm saying. We gotta keep going. We will rekindle the fire. Yeah, that's all I really say about that. I'm really attracted to you. Oh, that's a little bit of Riz there for you. I think you should put in your application form if you felt a certain way upon hearing that. I think that would help, you know, build up my confidence, and also that means I can be more of a Riz master. You let me know if that was good Riz, if that was bad Riz. You know, any criticism is helpful. With the same type of weight, if you think that your friends are going to leave you, if you feel like you're the third, fourth, fifth wheel of the friend group, if you're not an integral part, then we're weird. We can be weird together. Something that is non-negotiable for me is smoking and drugs. Don't do them, please. Okay. Uh, I asked a friend if he could basically, what's the word? Give a testimony on why someone should date me. And so it's about 6 minutes and 44 seconds. I might pause throughout it so we can discuss what he said. I've not listened to all of this before. I've listened to maybe the first 10, 20 seconds, but we're just gonna go through this, and he's gonna basically say why you should date me. Okay, let's play. You know what? We're gonna go to the next slide. Actually, no, we're not. I thought it was a different slide, but you're gonna have to look at this for a little bit and just listen to the audio. I apologize, but let's just begin.
Hello there, fellow
Hello.
Beygstation fans. As a huge supporter of this channel, it is my great honour to have been asked to compile a list of why you, yes, you, should date Alfie, otherwise known as Beygstation.
I don't know why he said Alfie there. Alfie is not my first name. I don't know why he said that. I don't know why he said that my name is Alfie. It's not. My name is not Alfie. It is Beygstation. You should only refer to me as Beygstation. If you refer to me as Alfie in your submission or application form, I will just delete it. It'll go straight into the junk mail. Moving on.
This is a duty that I take very seriously.
Good.
So
I want this to be done seriously. I don't want this to be like a funny haha joke. This is serious to me, and I'm glad that he is taking it seriously.
I've decided to do this in the form of a debate.
Okay.
Motion being, this house believes that you should date Beygstation.
Okay. I didn't expect this. This is an interesting twist. Okay. Let's just begin.
Like all good debates, there will be a split between pros and cons, and there will be a balanced argument.
Well, you shouldn't really have a, a balanced. You know, we're friends. I think you should have focused on the goods. You know, I've not heard the goods and the bads, so maybe I'm jumping the gun a little bit.
However, so as to not leave a bad taste in your mouth by finishing up with all the cons, I'm going to give these alternately, as you will soon see.
Okay, back and forth, that's fine.
The first pro, and I have written some notes here to help me along,
That's
is
good.
that Alfie
That's
is a
not my
nice
name.
guy. I can
Okay,
attest to this fact,
that's true.
as I have known him for a large part of my life,
That is also true.
coming on, I don't know, 13 years?
That sounds right. Possibly.
And during that time, he has been nice.
I have been nice during those 13
The
years.
downside
Okay,
that you get, because all nice guys have a downside,
that's not true.
is that Alfie is very small.
I'm not
And
small.
I know
I'm
that
5'10".
most girls, some girls, like a taller gentleman. Alfie cannot provide you with this. He is
Bro,
very small.
5'10" is not small.
The next point is that he has, and I quote, a great potential for wealth.
This is very
This is a
true.
man whose main objective in life is to create vast amounts of wealth for himself.
And also to find out a
And
loving wife.
he is on path to doing so. So, for those of you out there of whom that is a priority for you in your male partner, you cannot go far wrong with this man.
Very
The
elegantly
flip
put.
side to this argument is that Alfie has very tight pockets, and you will not be getting any money out of him
A bit true.
without some serious battling on your
I would say this is more of a positive. I'm more of a saver. But yeah, spin this negatively, why not?
part. My next point is that Alfie is currently an active gym goer.
This is
Which
true.
means he has potential for excellent physical form and performance. The downside to this is that currently his fitness is reliant on a man who I shall not name, with whom he is going to the gym. This man is not reliable, and hence this may fall through.
What I will say is the man who will not be named is going away for like a week, so I'm gonna have to go to the gym without him. So I'm gonna become independent of him in the time coming. So this isn't really a negative, but like, you know, he my friend recorded this testimony like weeks ago, so he wouldn't have known. Then again, I've not yet gone to the gym without him, so maybe this could all fall flat. He's got a point.
The next point is that Alfie is very proficient in the art of video games.
This is so true.
He can play a wide variety of video games to a very high level. And he has an excellent game sense.
Oh, he
general
knows!
gaming ability,
He knows!
which can get him through most games unscathed. The downside to this is that Alfie's preference, specifically in the class-based shooter category of video games, is to play the support role. This means that he will not be able to carry you, as you are also likely playing support, being a female.
I mainly play support because I don't know. I don't know why I play. It's just something. I'm just good at it. I don't know what else to put. You can carry on support, but you know it's a lot harder to carry on support than tank or DPS. He's got some points here. I usually play support to fill. I'm filling a lot, is what I will say. I can play tank and DPS, but just slightly on as well.
There is no caveat to this, unfortunately. The next point is that Alfie is very loyal. The chances of him being unfaithful to you are virtually nil, given my experience with this man.
I have no idea what experience he's talking about. I've never been in a relationship before. So I could cheat on you, but I won't. Because I never have, and I never will.
However, a con, although not directly related to the positive in any way, is to do with his physical health.
Oh no.
His vision is rather poor, and he sports some glasses with a prescription that I am not aware of, but it would be worth asking before considering dating him.
I don't even know what my prescription is, but it's not good. My vision is very blurry.
Another downside, as mentioned in a previous video, which you should watch.
You don't have to watch it. You don't have to watch it. I think you should avoid watching it until maybe after you put your application form in. But that's just me.
Is that his bowels are not favourable to a normal life.
Very elegantly put.
The next positive is that Alfie is a famous influencer on the platforms of YouTube and Twitch.
It's true.
He appears under the moniker.
I've got like 16 subscribers now on YouTube, and I got 100 on Twitch. I lost one because one of the people who follow me deactivated their account. So I'm back on 100. I was on 101, and I'm on 100. That's pretty popular, I would say.
Beygstation on both of these sites, and it is likely that you shall be stopped in public and asked for autographs on several occasions when you are out with him.
Yep, so be wary of that.
This is both a positive and a negative factor, depending on your opinion.
So if you don't want to date a celebrity, jog on.
My final point for Alfie is that, and I have written here, he is very unlikely to spiral into a family-destroying addiction, such as that to alcohol, drugs, gambling, or other such heinous sources.
I think
that's
something
true.
That
I know to be true, although I cannot guarantee 100%.
Well, you can't guarantee most things.
And the final negative is that he enjoys a very small variety of foods, mainly limited to chicken nugget, chips.
I like chicken breast more than chicken nuggets. I've kind of not been eating chicken nuggets as much recently, but go on. I do like chips.
Fish, specifically battered.
I like salmon as well.
And occasionally broccoli, although it has now been advised that he avoids the latter.
Yeah, I quite like broccoli, but I've not been having it as much due to my IBS.
This leaves his meals often looking rather monotone. You may make of that as you will.
I've been expanding a bit.
This is the end of this debate. The only person who can decide the outcome is you. Thank you for having me on this video, Alfie.
That's not my name.
I'll leave the rest up to you.
Okay, thank you, friend. I wasn't expecting him to go through those things. But yeah, make with that what you will. We're nearly there. Next slide is what I'm looking for. I've spent this whole time talking about what you need to look out for it within me, but now I need to see what you have to offer. So, first of all, no drugs or smoking. I said this before. I don't like the smell. I'm looking for someone who's funny, kind-hearted, rich in knowledge and in fiat, and he's also passionate. He's gonna be passionate about anything, but I need to see the passion in a subject that you enjoy. Musical taste is important. There needs to be some crossover, some things that we can both enjoy. If you go to the gym, that could also be pretty good. Here is me on the sus machine. Because if you go to the gym together, then I won't have to rely on my friend. We can just bin him off. Well, that's kind of it. It's a little just... Get a better look at my face. Again, all submissions must be sent to beygstation@outlook.com. If you have any, if you put anything in the comments saying like, "Oh, you should date me," use my form in the comments. I'll be like, "No, gotta be in the email." You can comment to say, "I put a submission in. Can you read it, pretty please?" And I'll be like, "Give me some time. I did say 3 to 5 business days. I'll get back to you." But yeah, that is all I have to offer you. Let's see what you can offer to me. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.